Mistake number 3 when it comes to band stretching is they don't keep tension on the band while they're transitioning into different movements. As a result of that, the band slips off your foot or goes into a relaxed position, loses position on your foot, and as a result of that, the transition is very difficult. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to have the band hooked onto my right foot. Now, I've gone through my adductor stretches and I've gone through my adduction stretches and my hip rotation stretches. I want to transition to the other foot. I'm going to keep some tension on the band, bring my left foot in, still have tension, be able to comfortably place it onto my arch, and now I'm going to keep tension on the band while I go ahead and place it on my hand. So I keep the tension, a little bit of tension onto my band at my foot. So now I can go into my position. Notice my legs are in a relaxed position. I can lock out, and now I can lock out, and I don't lose contact of the band on my foot. Now when I transition the other way, I'm going to continue to keep some tension on the band. I'm going to go ahead, switch my hands. I still have tension on the band so I don't lose the position off my foot. Put my body in relaxed position, lock out, and now I'm into my adductor stretching the way I want to go ahead and do it. Now, this is the tough one. I want to switch into my hip flexion and quad stretch. Notice I keep tension on the system, I'm still keeping tension on the system. I still have tension on the system. Did not lose tension of the band onto my foot. Now I can lock it out here, and now I'm just going to go ahead and loop it over my foot, take pressure off the system as I place my leg into the stretch, but the whole time I kept some level of tension on the band connected to my foot so it didn't slide off. Now I'm ready to go ahead and get into my stretching like I talked about. I can go ahead and position myself up high, so now the pressure is off my legs like we talked about in mistake number 2, and I can easily now just work into my stretching of my right quad until I can comfortably get myself into a relaxed position, and then I can progress out of it like we normally do with the everything stretch. So keep tension on the system, keep tension on the band, on the stretching leg, so that you don't lose position of it on your foot. Makes it much easier and much more comfortable and easier and seamless to transition from one leg to the other or from one stretch to the other. Band stretching mistake number 4 is really more about giving it a chance. And what I mean by that is you need to give the band stretching a chance. You've gone ahead now and you've determined the best band to stretch with. You've gone ahead and you've learned how to position yourself by taking pressure off your body while you position the arm and the upper body first and then the legs. We've talked about how to keep the band hooked onto your foot by keeping some tension on the band while you're transitioning. So now it's time to go ahead and truly start to learn how to transition from one movement to the next. The key here will be, I think, to be able to transition from the hamstring and posterior stretches to the anterior stretches. So I want to take you through how to go ahead and transition with that. So I'm in this position, and I have a tendency always to want to stretch my left leg first. Now I've gone ahead and I've done all the stretches to my posterior chain of my left foot. I'm going to transition now into my right foot by just keeping tension on the band and getting ready to go ahead and lock in. Now, first of all, I put my hand through the band and grip it between my index finger and my thumb. Now, I've got pressure off the body. I'm going to go ahead, get the upper body locked in first, left leg next, and now I can drop into my stretch for my right side. But now let's say that I've gone ahead and I stretched the entire posterior chain sequence on my right side. I want to now go into an anterior stretch on my left. I continue to keep the pressure on my band. I bring my left foot in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop down here first. Now, immediately, there's going to be tension on the band. I'm keeping this relaxed. I'm going to come up and I'm going to go ahead and let the leg elevate so I've got pressure off of it. And I'm going to go ahead and just position myself here. Now, yes, I've got a stretch on this leg. And this might be, right here, might be all that you can do with the everything stretch to start out with. But when you're ready, I'm going to once again take tension off the system, pull the band. Notice as I go ahead and I pull the band around, this band tension is not too strong for me. I create a little slack in the system and I just hook it onto my foot. Now, here's the key. I'm still in a relaxed position here. I position myself back up and now I'm ready to go ahead and do the everything stretch. It's going to take you a sequence and time to learn that transition. But I think the biggest mistake that people make is if they have the right band tension, they don't put their body into a relaxed position so they can easily unhook the band and go and transition from one movement to the next. Take your time with the transitions. It's going to take time to learn it. Don't be in a rush. Make sure your band tension is correct and learn one stretch at a time.